Hello, this is my response to the This I Believe articles in which I chose the topic democracy. I decided to do so because I always thought politics and democracy should be a topic that we should cover in philosophy classes since something that concerns all of us. The article I read is called An Act of Faith in America and is written by Michael Sabert, who is a Catholic priest in a community called Cameron Park. This community is located in the border of Mexico and Texas, and the article says it's the poorest place in the whole United States according to a census in the year 2000. This community is long forgotten by the politicians since they think that the population of the community are not Americans because they are of Mexican ethnicity. Therefore, they do not count in the voting and should not be taken care of in their street pavements or in public services. And then the author, Michael Sabert, the priest, said he once went to the county commissioner and asked, well, why aren't the roads paved? Why don't we get the same services every other community in the United States does? And you know what the answer was? The county commissioner said that you people aren't even Americans, you don't even vote. And I think this was a very sad response because by saying that, the county commissioner pretty much said that the people only counted because of their votes, that they didn't matter as a person, but they matter as a number. And that was a very sad thing to think that democracy runs only by personal interest and not the common good of the people. The author then said that it was because of responses like that one that people lose faith in their politics and then lose faith in their democracy and their government. And this is a very sad thing to have, because if you don't have people trusting in your government, then the social structure of any democracy or any political system will eventually collapse. And this is not only true for the United States, but for Mexico as well. Especially in Mexico, I think that people have an apathic attitude towards their politics because they no longer feel the eagerness to go to vote because they do not see the differences. And this is partly true, and I can understand those people, but I also would ask them to go and vote even if their vote does not make a statistically big difference, because it's their power to have a say in their government that makes a true democracy, not the number of people that vote for a certain candidate. So then, the author, Michael Sabert, had an idea. Since he was a local priest, he gathered all the people in Cameron Park and told them to show up at the next elections even though they weren't required to. Amazingly, most of the people showed up, and this really caught the politicians' attention since they had an amazingly skyrocketing rate of participants in the voting elections. This wasn't seen in other parts of the United States where there was a good standard of living, and those people at Cameron Park showed how badly they wanted to have a voice and a say in their government. And I think that by seeing how those people were eager to fight and what they were eager to do to get that say, we should be thankful that we have a say in our democracy and a say in what the government does, and do not take that right for granted, but take it as a privilege and use it to help us. I'm not 18, I will be next year, but I can say that the first time I vote, I will be very proud to do so, because I know that even though my vote will be a tiny little piece of sand in a whole sea, I will have a say in what Mexico does to govern itself. And I will be proud to say that I'm not one more standing with her arms crossed, seeing how the government does and says different things than what I would like them to do. I think that the people who do not participate in their politics actions do not also have a right to complain about them. And that's what true democracy involves, having a sense of responsibility toward your nation and country, that just as you get benefit from it, you also have rights toward it, and rights that other people are desperately seeking. People like at Cameron Park who would show up and fight for the rights that people, Mexicans, my fellow Mexicans have and do not cherish. I would like them to do so, because I'm sure that if every Mexican cherished their vote just as people at Cameron Park do so, my country will be different. And I'm also sure that not only my country, but countries all over the world.